Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Mola Elishifa Media. My name is Mola Elishifa, and today is another day we get to have a discussion here on the bench. And just you can see, I have two guests who are familiar. They are not new here on the bench. And before we chip into our discussion today, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will appreciate. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for availing yourself near the Nyayo Shelton.
Yes. Thank you again for opportunity to welcome us and have a discussion. I'm grateful.
Sauti kwa chini. Abel.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Abel. Thank you for having us here on the bench for another discussion. Thank you.
Okay. Raila Amolo Odinga. Let's start with Raila Amolo Odinga versus William Ruto. Raila had given 14 days. He has issued 14 days for the government to address some issues that is about the hard economy, to lower the food prices. He issued 14 days. If the things will not be addressed, then he will order or he will spearhead the demonstration. The 14 days were over and nothing happened. Although he shifted from the 14 days to 20th this March that he will lead the demonstration. Do you think anything will happen, or Raila Amolo Odinga is playing his game to maybe push William Ruto to do all he's aiming, or he has another agenda?
In my opinion, for a matter of fact, there is high cost of living in the country. But Raila tends to take this opportunity of the high cost of living and various challenges in government to gain a political mileage, in my opinion. In the sense, for real and for a fact, there is high cost of living. But he in his capacity, is using it to gain political mileage. For example, I think issues affecting Kenyans should not be solved through demonstration, but they can be solved through making, let's say, discussions, tabling some, let's say, bills that may favor even how they can lower cost of living, number one, how they can reduce subsidies on some various products, so that at least the so-called common mwananchi can get an opportunity to purchase how they used to purchase earlier. But this is only a way to gain political mileage.
So he's using this higher cost of living to survive in the political here.
One, he's using it to gain political mileage. Two, for a fact, Raila needs, he wants an handshake with the government.
You're repeating it again.
I'm repeating it again, and you realize you will. But I'm happy that our president, and even the other day when Deputy President Gachagua had an exclusive interview, he reiterated that his government, the administration they formed with Dr. William Samoei Ruto, they will not get that opportunity, and they don't have that time for handshake. They are there to deliver on mandate that they promised the people during the campaign, and they stick to that.
Abel, do you think having handshake may be a good move for William Ruto and maybe the country at large, or let's opposition still remain opposition and the government to execute its duties?
Okay, now the issue of handshake here, Raila is the one who is forcing the handshake with the government, as Shelton has put it, and that is the fact. Raila wants handshake with the government, but the government, including Gachagua and Ruto themselves, say that no handshake at this time. Raila should perform his duty. Raila is the leader of the opposition, so now as an opposition, you should criticize the government peacefully. You should be overseeing how the government is doing. You're like an overseer of the government work. So now if you go push for handshake with the government, who will play your role? Who will be in opposition now? So now, as they are doing, they want the cost of living to come down, to be lowered by the government. So now they should do it, or have a better platform of forcing the government to do the same, to lower the price of living, not demonstration, not causing giving out days like an ultimatum, or you go demonstrate in the state house because you want A, B, C, D to be down on your favor. No, to be down on your favor. No. So now he should come up with a better way of negotiating or pushing his agenda to the government so that the cost of living can be lowered. No handshake, no demonstration will heal these things. We saw the other day when Raila Odinga had a handshake with the Uhuru Kenyatta, the President Emeritus. They had a handshake, and it's like he things went even higher. Cost of living was not affordable to common mwananchi. Things were in a mess. He brought chaos. He brought a commotion to the government. Even fallout President Ruto, President Uhuru Kenyatta falling out with William Ruto it's because of the handshake. No, handshake is not the solution. He should come up with a better way of forcing the government to lower the cost of living, not handshake.
Okay. Or demonstration. Shelton, Raila Amolo Odinga has, I can term it as selling hope to his followers that one day William Ruto will move out from the state house and Raila Odinga will settle or will move to the state house and lead this country. And when Matiang'i was in DCI, at DCI headquarters, Laila was blocked entering into that building. And the question lies, is Laila serious that he will lead his brigade to the state house, or that was an indication that Laila is just selling hope to his followers and nothing will happen?
You know, let's make one thing here. You know, those are all just, let's say, the Raila shenanigans. Because taking lead to State House, my friend, State House is not a joke. That is a place given high profile security. And let's say, for example, when even DCI headquarters, it was not given opportunity to go and see the director because of barricades. But I think Raila is just selling, let's say, to my better understanding, he's just seeking public sympathy, and especially to his supporters, that he still has a chance. And through demonstrations, through moving to these offices and giving false hope that one day they will march to State House. I want to report to you that I'm happy that I'm going to be on record that moving to State House, it's not a cakewalk. And for Raila to move with his supporters and everybody that follow him to State House, maybe for a handshake, but not for, let's say, a popular revolution. He may only go there as an individual, but not with the masses to, let's say, to remove Ruto from power. That cannot happen. I'm on record saying that it will never happen. It will never happen.
Abel, do you think Raila Odinga can move to State House?
He will not go to State House. He will not go to State House. We are used to him. We are used to that Muse. We are used to his threats to the government. He has been saying since 1997 when he ran for presidency. He said that he will win the elections with Moi, and Moi defeated him terribly. He said that Moi out. Moi must go. Moi did not go, and Moi retired when his tenure came to an end. He said that with the Kibaki, that Kibaki must go. Kibaki finished his 10 years in office until the time that the post-election violence when he was given Osumkate and became the prime minister. He said that with Uhuru Kenyatta finished his 10 years in office, nothing happened. And again, he's saying the same with President William Ruto. He will not get access to the State House. State House is guarded. State House has got people that are guarding the president. It's a presidential home. It's a home to the president of Kenya. So he will not get access to the State House.
Okay, don't you think Raila Amolo Odinga, maybe he may be having evidence about the servers? The government should allow the servers to be opened, because he was saying that there were 4 servers, one in Holland, the other one in maybe in IEBC and others. He said there were 4 servers outside the IEBC at Bomas. That then maybe favored the outcomes to William Ruto.
Okay, if there were servers that Raila Odinga claims are there that stole his votes, then he would have said the same during the petition that was in court, that the court that was in Supreme Court about presidential election. So he would have said the same. There are servers, and one server is here and the other one is there, so that they can be open during that case, and everything will be solved. This presidential election was done on 9th of August, and they were given time to represent the evidences in court, and he failed to say the same with the lawyers. So now, if they are servers, so what will the Kenyans do now that they are servers?
So they are
President Ruto was sworn in as the president of Kenya. Those are hot air. Yeah.
Okay, Shelton, as Raila Amolo Odinga, do you think Raila Amolo Odinga one day he will exit from the politics and maybe give or hand over to another politician, because Raila was spearheading the exit of Moi, of Kibaki, of Uhuru, now for William Ruto, and Raila is still in politics. I have seen some rural readers are saying that they will not take part in demonstration. Do you think this is maybe can be the downfall of Raila Amolo Odinga, or Raila Amolo Odinga still have the bullets?
Uh, if you come to the matter of the bullets, it sounds funny because the other day he said that I'm back in a risasi moja, and each and every election cycle he keeps on coming with the risasi moja. So I don't know, he's not shooting, or I don't know the problem with the man. But
He may be having a juakari.
Juakali bunduki. But that aside, take this to the bank that Raila, in his political adventure, since he entered Kenyan politics, and nobody should cheat you that he is going to retire soon. And what you should mark and record is that, as they always say, when somebody is being laid to rest, that I fought a good fight and I finished the race. But I want to promise you on this show that Raila, I don't know whether he has fought a good fight. The people and history will vindicate that. But to me, he has not finished the race. And don't be surprised that come next general election, and I don't want to be a prophet to perform the work of a prophet without the gift, but take this, that Raila will be on the ballot, and he will say, as he normally say, that after consultation with my supporters, after consultation with the, let's say, the the trade unions and groups, I've walked all the parts of the country and asked the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God, and I've now resolved to run again for presidency to change this country, which will not work again. So don't be surprised, he will still be there. He will only leave this when he's buried down 6 feet.
Okay. Abel, you have heard Shelton. He's saying that Raila will only exit politics when he will maybe he will not be breathing. And do you think Raila Amolo Odinga can voluntarily exit politics, and on that matter, if he cannot maybe voluntarily exit from politics, what is Kalonzo doing in Azimio Brigade?
Okay, first of all, Raila Odinga has got that egocentric nature in him. He's very selfish. He's very selfish, and if Raila Odinga was to retire and give the leadership to another person, he will have done that before, 5 years or 10 years ago. So now there's this say in English that says, no matter how good a dancer you are, you must know when to leave the stage. So Raila Odinga, there was a time when Raila Odinga, it was a good time for him to leave the stage, to give somebody the power that he has been having, or the support that he has been having with his people, to someone else, and push someone to maybe to become a presidential election in the previous elections. Immediately after being a prime minister, that was the right time for Raila Odinga to retire. But now he's just spoiling his good reputation. In 2007, he was to retire because he ran for presidency in 2007 with Kibaki, and 1998 or 1997. So he failed. He had already failed 2 times. And that was the right time for him to retire and give support to someone else.
What about Kalonzo?
Kalonzo Musyoka has been betrayed by Raila since 2007, I think, or 2013, 2017, and now 2022. So Kalonzo Musyoka is not even a perfect match. He's not even a perfect person to inherit Raila's leadership. No, someone else. So that they have to come with the unknown person, a new face, whether in your DM or even in Azimio at large, to give them the support that that person deserves.
Okay, Shelton, do you think maybe Kalonzo is just staying there to buy time, or Kalonzo is having maybe he's doing some things? Maybe he has seen in future that Raila may not exit in politics. Maybe this a negative impact to Kalonzo if Raila Amolo Odinga will not voluntarily exit from politics.
Let me clarify something about Kalonzo. Kalonzo, and I think the close allies of Kalonzo should advise him on this. Currently, Kalonzo thinks that when he walks with the Raila Odinga, visiting the parts of the country in the name of People's Baraza, he thinks that eventually when Raila will exit politics before 2027, Raila will hand over the political base that he enjoys, will hand over to him. But he is misled because when that time will reach, Raila will not exit politics. And I think it's a famous quote by Albert Einstein who once said that if you do the same thing the same way and expect different results, that is classical stupidity. So when Kalonzo still thinks that going and moving Raila Odinga, he will still get that opportunity to enjoy the political masses, then he's misled. I think it's the right time now. Kalonzo should now shape his political future alone. And history has demonstrated it not more than once, that those people who lives and becomes Raila's camp and the base, they tend to have a very bright future. Take one like Babu Namwamba, left ODM as Secretary General, now is a minister. Take the lives of Aisha Juma, left Raila, now there are people in government. Let's take even Ruto. Ruto was a close ally of Raila. He left him because Raila, the politics of Raila is degenerating year by year. And each and every election cycle. Take somebody like Moses Wetangula, the current Speaker of the National Assembly, was with Raila. So history has demonstrated this over a long period of time. And I think Kalonzo should learn from this. And if he thinks and in his capacity and in his wisdom or lack of the same, he thinks that Raila will hand over the mantle to him, then I pity Kalonzo.